Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, visitors, graduates. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Warahmatullah.
Welcome to the 30th Institute of Islamic Studies virtual, for the first time, virtual recognition ceremony. And we are blessed. We have our guest speaker, Chancellor Ansari Ali. We have guests from the International Red Cross and other guests, our former guest speaker, our Ambassador Alan Timbayan. Welcome everyone. And to formally start the program, I'd like to call one of our lecturers and former NCMF Commissioner, Ustad Abdul Hadi Dagit, for an opening prayer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Allahumma waffiqna lil-khairi ma kunna hisna tajahna ya Rabbal Alamin. Allahumma ij'alna mafatih khairin maghalika sharrin ya akramal akramin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Oh Allah, grant us success whatever we are, whatever we do. Oh Allah, make us openers of all good things, closers of all bad things. Oh Allah, cut what is beneficial for us, and make what you taught us benefited us, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Oh Allah, grant us all goods in this world and so to the hereafter, and spare us from the torment of hellfire. Birahmatika arhamar rahimin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Thank you so much, Ustad. And to hear the Lupang Hinirang from the UP Symphony Orchestra, may I request Camille to please share the video. Thank you, Camille. And to give us an opening remark, I'd like to call the Dean of the Institute of Islamic Studies, Dean Macrina Morados.
Thank you very much, Professor Darwin. To our distinguished guest speaker, Chancellor Ansari P. Ali of Mindanao State University, General Santos City, UPIIS alumni, now His Excellency Ambassador Alan Timbayan, Ambassador to Qatar, our esteemed institutional partners, the International Committee of the Red Cross, represented by the Deputy Head of Delegation, Mr. Boris Kilisivic, and Professor Aminul Islam, the Institute of Autonomy for Governance, Notre Dame, Cotabato City, represented by its Executive Director, Attorney Benedicto Bacani. Our interfaith partners, okay, one representative of the Uni Harmony Manila, Professor Bong Baybado. Our esteemed colleagues, the faculty members and lecturers of UP Institute of Islamic Studies, our college secretary, Dr. Nefertari Arsad, Professor Wadi, Coordinator for Research and Extension Service, our former Dean, and Dr. Nasif Adyong, Coordinator for the IIS publication. And also to our alumni, okay, representing the BARM and Manila. Our dear graduates, brothers and sisters, friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good afternoon to everyone. Today, we are virtually gathered to witness an important occasion that we in the university is accustomed to do it at the end of the second semester of every school year, and that is the graduation rites. In our case, as an institute, we always hold this recognition rights to honor our graduates and our sponsors and our partners. As you can see, unlike in the previous years, our recognition ceremonies were live, but this time, with the pandemic, we have shifted to a virtual platform. And this year's recognition ceremony is challenging in terms of, we can anticipate technical problems, but we have to be responsive to the challenges of time. Before coronavirus, in the month of February, we received the good news for having a new chancellor, and that is Chancellor Fidel Nimenso. He is very supportive to the Institute of Islamic Studies and a very principled person. And another good news that we received before coronavirus was the confirmation of the donation fund for the construction of the UPIS building in the amount of $2 million. And we were actually negotiating for the transfer of the fund to the UP administration so that we can start our new building this year. But then coronavirus came. Everything is disrupted, and it goes to say we are caught in the dilemma. Everyone is anticipating changes in our social routine. So what will happen to the UPIIS? Well guided by our threefold functions, namely instruction, research, extension services, we have to shift to another platform in order to continue our role in the academy. And for our academic function, we shifted to online consultation, to online thesis defense. And as you can see, we produce 4 graduates this year, alhamdulillah. And also, we realized, especially after the lockdown in March 16, 2020, when the president declared that Manila and Luzon will be placed under ECQ, we realized the need to help our students because there were more than 30 students stranded in the various dormitories, in the university dormitories, also in the neighboring communities like Philcoa and also here in Salam compound. And our faculty members and the lecturers realized the need that we have to pool our resources in order to help our students. And Because of that commitment, the first relief operation happened last March 18. But then we realized that it's not only our problem is to feed our students, to help our students, because we have to face challenges also in the Muslim community. We were witness to the plight of the poor Muslims in Kulyat and in other remote areas in the provinces. So we decided that we have to do something in order to respond to the situation. So we made a call, and Alhamdulillah, we received positive responses from our partners. And I'd like to mention that all our relief operations after the first operation sponsored by the II's faculty members, we received help from the Australian Muslim community. We were able to provide iftar packs to Camp Karingal. We were able to provide iftar packs for 200 families, persons here in Salam Kumpang. And also we received positive response from another sponsor, the Al Rabah, based in Kuwait and under the leadership of Engineer Sadun Aluwaish. So when Ramadan came also, we were able to provide iftar to our students, the usual program that we are doing in the university. And Alhamdulillah, despite the situation, we continue to provide help to our students with the help of our institutional partners, individual friends, and sponsors. And the Chancellor Nemenso keep on telling us, the university, do something, be responsive to the needs of the community. And exactly that is what we do at the Institute of Islamic Studies. And that obligation is not only in response to the university's call, but in response to our obligation towards our Muslim brothers and sisters who are in need. We did not stop despite the pandemic. We continue our function from the academic to our extension services, and also in terms of forging and continuing academic collaborations. Despite the pandemic, we were able to forge, which is on process, an MOU with the International Committee of the Red Cross. And earlier, we were able to launch a webinar responsive to the needs of the Muslims during the pandemic. And we also have a book project, okay, and which started last July 15. And then our faculty member did not also stop, because we have some faculty member 3 days before the lockdown, they were in Hulo to implement a project with the FAO, or the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And also I am happy to announce that we also have partnership with the Institute of Autonomy for Governance, where we are now implementing 2 research projects, the study on the Balik Islam, and also a project on empowering the Madrasa Alive teachers by providing them trainers training. So I'm sharing this to you, especially to our graduates, because we want everyone to draw an inspiration that no matter how difficult the situation, our resilience, our faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and with the help of our partners in the community, we can do many things. And I am very happy because despite the difficult situation, the 4 graduating students, okay, the reason why we are celebrating today did not stop pursuing their dreams. They make use of the situation, and through our online platform, they were able to succeed and finally defended their thesis and produced their hardbound, which is a requirement for graduation. So I am very happy with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has provided us the means to continue our work. And I would like to congratulate our graduates and also, again, to thank our sponsors for their continuing support. With this, I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you so much, Dean. And to give us a welcome address, let me call the former Dean of the Institute of Islamic Studies, Professor Julkipli Wadi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala asrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ambassador Alan Timbayan, our friend, the Chancellor of MSU General Santos, Dr. Ansari Ali, our friends and guests in attendance, the faculty members, staff, and of course our graduates, including their parents, their friends, and loved ones. There is an aphorism, in fact a Chinese curse, that says, you may live in an interesting times. Ironically, our time these days is not only interesting, but it has in fact becomes abnormal. And we are not sure when this situation returns to normalcy. I open this welcome address with the Chinese curse, if you may pray, because it speaks of the signs of the times. A sign that is difficult to read, because an unseen enemy like a virus can practically or literally turn things into something abnormal. In fact, I think the only hardest to crack these days are the bullheadedness of nations. And I think the difficulty of turning supposedly their propensity to oppress, into wage war, to something that should in fact advance peace. The rest, I think, from corporations to universities to businesses and so on and so forth, have already learned the lessons of this pandemic. In this regard, that's why we said it is quite interesting, although it is abnormal, because the sign of our time requires a rereading, or in fact a reset of what we conventionally used to read or to see. And today's batch of graduates, which can be considered as the pandemic graduates, the first pandemic graduates of the institute, if not the university, is pretty challenged to engage in the reading of our time, the sign of our time. This is a very important ayah that you as graduates are faced. And we are happy because you will be joining us precisely in this struggle to read the challenge of our time and effect in our own little ways possibilities of helping others, so that our role is not only to read the ayah, but to read to help the downtrodden, the oppressed. That way we will be serving our purpose as new scholars of the Institute and the University of the Philippines. I think your batch can indeed be considered as successful in terms of weathering the storm, so to speak. We have a number of thesis advices, but due to problems caused by pandemic, they were not able to finish writing their thesis. But in your case, our graduates, you persevere in finishing your requirements, in writing your thesis. In fact, I would say that in some of you had produced important contribution in Islamic scholarship that we have to congratulate even more. So look at this day as another feather in your cap, so that you, in your future endeavor, will be inspired that no amount of pandemic can stop you. Please, that's why we are proud of you as pandemic graduates of the Institute of Islamic Studies. And also we are grateful to our faculty members who did their best in helping our graduates provide direction into their thesis. We also recognize the assistance of our staff. They had did their best to keep the institute afloat, and in fact did other things which are necessary already beyond the call of their duties and responsibilities. In other words, in this pandemic, we had shown our sense of solidarity, our sense of humanity, that our professions has more than or has responded to the call of the challenge of our time. Also, we are grateful to your parents, the parents of the graduates, their loved ones for supporting you, your friends, your relatives, that in despite that of your busy schedules, They were there to help you. In other words, your success today is actually also the success of everyone. Your parents, brothers and sisters, most especially. So I think you have done, in fact, your task that made your role indeed interesting. So you responded to that aphorism or that prayer of the Chinese of you may live in an interesting time. But mind you, we are just beginning. The horizon is unclear. The future of this pandemic is also not clear. But we are sure because of our fortitude in our faith, in our belief, in the qadar of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that everything is in His hands. So therefore, even as we engage in our tawakkal, our trust to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we also have to do our utmost in terms of reading the signs of our time and helping the downtrodden, the oppressed, and many others. This way, the challenge of the pandemic would become meaningful to us, that we are not defeated, that we are, in fact are successful in weathering this challenge of our time. Our dean has already partly mentioned, and in fact had mentioned the extended thanks to our partners, but let me just reiterate our thanks to and gratitude to the International Committee of the Red Cross, particularly Mr. Boris Elizabeth and Professor Aminul Islam, also our sponsors and benefactors, the Araba Scholarship Fund, to Mr. and Mrs. Sadun Aluwayish, the Muslim Australian community headed by Brother Salim Habibullah, our alumni, our good ambassador, Ambassador Alan Timbayan, our friend, also another alumnus, very loyal alumnus, Brother Jamil Panolong, and of course, our couple, how do you say, alumnus or alumni, Miss Zeni Linda Nadu and Ahmad Bakarin, also Zeni and Kado. They are our ever uh, loyal, supportive alumni of the Institute of Islamic Studies. And finally, our interfaith partners, Brother Ted and Stella Arago of the Focolare Movement, and heard that Attorney Bacani is also with us. Also, we would like to extend our thanks to our friend, Attorney Bacani, and the rest that we could not mention. We extend our thanks and salam to all of you. Again, we would like to extend our congratulations to our graduates. Waba'ad, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you so much, Professor Wadi, for that very short and inspiring welcome address. To present to us the graduates, I'd like to call the college secretary, Professor Nefertari Arsad.
Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon to all our esteemed guests, colleagues, graduates, and their families. I greet you all. Today, I give special mention to our 4 graduates who, despite everything, the difficulties of the pandemic, they were able to complete their requirements and thus graduate for the second sem of this academic year, 2019-2020. Let me call on each of them and mention their thesis titles, the researches that they have worked on for from at least 6 months to a year or more. I'd like to give special mention to Cadilyn B. Bedol, thesis title, Legal Pluralism and Hybridity in Philippine Jurisprudence, an Interlegal Analysis of Sharia-Related Court Decisions. Congratulations. Next is Zenaida O, Dacula, thesis title, Kapamagawida, a study on the role of traditional social insurance on the cohesive kinship system, or Kambangensay. Tell me if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, Kambangensa among the Maranaos. We also have Nicole R. Mejia, thesis title, The Belligerent Psyches of Persons Deprived of Liberty, Nurturing Violent Extremism Among Filipino Muslims Inside Philippine Penitentiaries. And last but not the least, we have Munding-Milaham Abduraman, thesis title, An Assessment of the Therapeutic Community Modality Program for Muslim Persons Deprived of Liberty in Manila City Jails. Thank you. Congratulations to all.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Professor Arsad. Once again, congratulations to our graduates. And we'd like to hear a short speech from each and every one of them. We're going to show a pre-recorded video of their speeches. May I request Ms. Camille to please share the video. Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum. We live in trying times. All nations around the world share the same struggle to build resiliency amid the COVID pandemic. While the threat continues, there's still a reason to celebrate. Today, we mark another milestone in our learning journey. I initially had a different course in mind. It was my parents who suggested that I enroll at the Institute of Islamic Studies. After 3 years at the Institute, it helped me broaden my horizon, since this program draws upon multiple disciplines. I have developed a deeper and meaningful appreciation for Islam since then. For that, I would like to thank my professors and classmates. To my professors, your coursework challenged me to overcome my limitations. You inspired me to a greater length. You helped me learn things which I would not normally learn on my own. To my classmates, you may not know this, but I have learned a lot through your reports in class and small chats in the library. These are the things that I will treasure for the rest of my life. Finally, let me congratulate my fellow graduating students. We have made it despite the lockdown restrictions and the demands of the new normal. It is in this kind of situation that our true character is revealed. Let us remember, no disaster strikes save by God's leave, and whosoever believes in God, he guides his heart, and God is knowing of all things. Shukran.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Today marked my last day as a graduate student of UP Institute of Islamic Studies, but this is not the end. It is the beginning of another chapter of journey. When I left home in Marawi City, coming here in Metro Manila, I was sad because I was far away from my family and friends. But at the same time, I was excited and somehow scared a little to face a new reality. Studying in the University of the Philippines, Diliman, has been my dream. I prepare myself to face a reality to learn, explore, make new friends, and get to know myself as an independent individual. Today, I am proud to say that I made the right decision to study in the University of the Philippines in Diliman. Living inside the campus of UP Diliman can be likened to travel that begin with one step of journey to the long road. As a traveler, I only carry the trust of my family to me, my dedication for hard work, and my prayer to Allah. At first, I was excited and little nervous. My life in UP has been good to me. I got a new acquaintances and met a new friends from attending a lot seminar and activities. The most interesting was I met the people with different background, culture, belief, both local and foreigners. UPIIS, UPMSA, and State Department of College of Education had been like a family to me. I got the opportunity to make friends with non-Muslim. Some were my doormats and workers inside and outside of UP. There was a time that I almost gave up on my study due to the financial challenge, simultaneous load of school paper that I find it challenging and difficult at first. Every day, I talk and cry to Allah. My heart always says, Laban, I work hard with the aim of learning a new lesson. I maintain to be stronger with the faith to accept the challenge, with goal to contribute to the Ummah and humanity.
The biggest thing about my journey at the UP Institute of Islamic Studies is learning a great deal about myself and my dream of being a catalyst of change. I remember entering its halls as an outsider but never, not even once, felt like one. I found kindred spirits among my Muslim brothers and sisters. More importantly, I found comfort, peace, and hope in Islam, a religion that I respect and truly honor. Equipped with the knowledge I have gained from my patient and wise professors, the humility and warmth that my Muslim classmates have imparted with me, and the dream of peace, I am now ready to move on to the next phase of my life. Where there is conflict, I hope to be an instrument of understanding. Where there is injustice, I will aspire to look for the truth. Where there is hate, I will uphold the virtues of love and compassion. My days with the Institute may have come to an end, but I will carry with me in my heart our shared dreams and aspirations. I will always be proud to be a student of Islam.
Congratulations! Indeed, the hardest thing is always at the beginning, but be mindful that there's no difficulty when you love what you are doing. It's a matter of enjoying and doing the right stuff that you are into, and that is more than the compensations that we'll have. We have 365 days in a year, yet the time runs fast. We have only short life and we are uncertain if what tomorrow brings. Make your step now and stand for your dreams. I am thankful to be part of the UPIIS where my journey was full of ups and downs. I will treasure all the memories I've been through. My stay was indeed a fruitful time. Now, as a graduating student of University of the Philippines, Diliman, I will bring the pride of Scholar ng Bayan, Pag-asa ng Bayan. Kudos to all graduates of Batch 2020. Once again, congratulations.
Congratulations to all graduates and good luck on your next journey. We may now proceed to our keynote speech. I'd like to call the former dean also of the Institute of Islamic Studies to introduce our speaker, Attorney Mejia Sadain.
Thank you very much, Darwin. I had to unmute the, the audio. Audio billah minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am privileged initially to congratulate the graduates of COVID year 2020. In alphabetical order, Attorney Cadilyn Bedol, Zenaida Dacula, Nicole Mejia, and Munding-Milaham Abduraman. My entire message for you, the graduates, is in my column for Philippine Muslim Today, which is probably already available online. So this time, I am doubly privileged to introduce our commencement speaker, our keynote speaker, an intellectual educator who is not a stranger to the Institute of Islamic Studies. Our speaker was born on November 26, 1963 in Bacolod, Calawi, Lanao del Sur. He obtained his bachelor's degree in international relations from the Mindanao State University in Marawi City in 1986, and his master's degree in Islamic studies from this very institute in 1992, which is why this institute is dear to him. And it took our Dean Macrina only a message to get him as our commencement speaker today. He went on to do his doctoral studies in Islamic civilization, specializing in Islamic jurisprudence at the International Institute of Islamic Thought and Civilization of the International Islamic University, IIU, in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He obtained his doctorate degree in 2002 while engaged in his academic pursuits. He also took and passed the Sharia bar examinations in 1991. He is the author of two books, The Evolution of Islamic Law in the Philippines, History, Text, and Analysis, published by MSU Jensen in 2009, and The Muslim Educational Needs, an exposition to the fundamental elements and objectives of Islamic education, published by MSU Jensen also in 2011. He also authored several articles in Islamic family laws and an unpublished dissertation on the legal impediments to the application of Islamic family law in the non-Muslim secular state, the case of the Philippines. He has been cited by different fora for his achievements as an educator and a Sharia practitioner, foremost of which were the UNESCO 2019 Club Educator Award in 2019, and a recognition and appreciation for his significant contributions as a college secretary. On December 18, 2018, he was appointed to the highest post in MSU General Santos City, which he occupies to the present. This is the post of Chancellor of MSU Jensen. So graduates of 2020, Dean Macrina Morados and the faculty and staff of the Institute of Islamic Studies, parents, friends, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome and applause to our commencement speaker for Batch 2020 of the Institute of Islamic Studies, UP Diliman. Please welcome the Chancellor of Mindanao State University in General Santos City and Batch 1992 of this institute, Chancellor Dr. Anshari Pangaga Ali. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my Professor Attorney Mihul Saday, for your introduction. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain wa man tabi'ahum bi ahsanin ila yaumiddin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to express my thanks and gratitude to Dean Macrina Morados of the Institute of Islamic Studies, University of the Philippines, for inviting me as a guest speaker in this 30th recognition ceremony of the Institute. This acknowledgement to the presence of all the faculty members, including Professor Jul Kipliwade, uh, Attorney Mihol Kisadain, Nefertari Arsad, and Abdul Hadi Daggett, the staff and students of this institute, parents and other guests who are with us in this memorable ceremony of our alma mater, especially to Ambassador Alan Timbayan. My congratulations to all the graduates from this institute with a prayer for the success of your future career. For our graduates, bear in mind that your graduation usually takes place only once in your lifetime. It is not the end, but the beginning of your journey to your new career in life. As you are going to leave the portal of this institute, you need to review your goal in life in order to boost your courage in pursuing your profession with strong commitment that must come from your heart. It is a formal promise to achieve your goal, no matter what happens along the way of your journey in approaching your profession. Take note, however, that the real test for your commitment to achieve your dream is the demonstration of your action in surviving the rigors that you will have to encounter while practicing your profession. As one of your elder brothers in our alma mater, let me share with you my secret in approaching my career, which are anchored on at least three guiding principles, such as my reliance on divine guidance in pursuing my leadership, and my destiny in life, my sincerity in upholding my duties and responsibilities for public service, and my strong commitment in achieving my vision, as well as my sympathetic consideration for the welfare of the constituents of the university that I am leading. Being holder of master's degree in Islamic studies from this prestigious university in the country, who are expected to be experts on various fields of Islamic science and civilization, we have moral and religious obligation to promote the beauty of Islamic ways of life and to make advocacy for its important roles in the modern world. It includes the preservation of the authentic Islamic scholarship and the promotion of the scholarly works of the brilliant Muslim scholars in the various fields of Islamic science and civilization, like the works of Ibn Sina in the field of health and medicine relevant to the prevention of sickness like this coronavirus. Our role includes the works of reminding of our Muslim brothers and sisters about the need of promoting peace, as implied in the Islamic greeting of Assalamu alaikum, and its actualization as way of life, being supported by the verse of the Holy Quran in which Allah does not prevent the Muslims from being just and righteous to the non-Muslims who are not fighting against them in religion, nor driving them away from their houses, as Allah loves those who are just. We need to contribute our expertise for the realization of peace, reconciliation, and integration as part of the vital solutions to the Mindanao problem in order to help in achieving the progress and development in southern Philippines, particularly the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. For my teaching experiences as faculty member at the Mindanao State University General Santos for more than 26 years ago, I made continuous advocacy for the inculcation of peace education to the mind of the university students. In 2005, I was the team leader of some faculty members of MESU General Santos who have assisted the local government unit of Sarangani province for the reorganization of various Madaris schools within the province that resulted the appointment of more than 100 Madaris teachers receiving salaries and honorarium from the local government unit of Sarangani province until now. SEED project was initiated by the local government unit of Sarangani to redress the Muslim grievances for lack of government support for the Madaris schools within the province. In the year 2006 to 2009, I was designated as Assistant Project Manager of the Joint Muslim Australian Accelerated Teacher Education Program that offered a degree program combining Islamic studies subjects and the secular methods of teaching, in which more than 200 Madaris teachers were being admitted and subsequently qualified in taking the licensure examination for teachers, and finally appointed as teachers on Arabic language and Islamic values at the Department of Education in the Soxargen area. After my election as Chancellor of MESU General Santos, aside from pushing the university for global competitiveness and internationalization, we have strengthened the special mandate of the university for the promotion of peace, reconciliation, and integration. It includes the assisting of the marginalized people among Muslims and other indigenous communities within the service area of the university in enhancing their economic condition and the educational attainment of their young generations with the hope of integrating them into the mainstream of the national body politics. We used to invite young people, including the children of the revolutionary movement, to join with the university instead of joining with the revolutionary groups in the jungle, to study in order to become professional, to help their parents in enhancing their economic condition, and to assist the national government in promoting peace, reconciliation, and integration as good Filipino citizens. We have incorporated peace education subjects to the curricula of MESU General Santos to inculcate to the university students the meaning of peace, reconciliation, and integration as a basic requirement for the progress and development of Mindanao, so that after their graduation from the university, they will become promoters of peace and integration, leading to the achievement of our vision to make the university as a national peace university. We have also strengthened collaboration between the university and the various local government units in Soxargen areas. and the national government agencies, particularly the Office of the Presidential Assistant for Peace Process and the Mindanao Development Authority and other non-government organizations in promoting peace, reconciliation, and integration in Mindanao, especially in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. On the other side, I certainly believe that the socio-cultural confusion or uncertainty which is spreading all over the world nowadays is grounded on the piecing out of moral values and good moral characters from the curricula of the various universities and educational institutions. Another factor is the emergence of numerous confusing ideas that can be found in internet in the modern world today, as if there is no way to find out the truth. That is why in my book titled The Muslim Educational Needs, an exposition to the fundamental elements and objectives of Islamic education, I have thoroughly explained the importance of inculcating self-discipline, moral or values education, and good moral character to our young generation with the aims of producing universally good men and women, or salihin wa salihat, that are expected to be good in their relation to their Lord, good in their relation to themselves, good in their relation to their parents, their family, their neighbor, their community, their society, their country, the environment, and global citizenship. Above all, our advocacy for achieving a peaceful society and environment must be supported by our prayer for assistance from God, who has the ultimate power to grant us to live in peace. Lastly, congratulations to our graduate from this Institute of Islamic Studies, University of the Philippines. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chancellor Ali. May your success, achievements, and service to humanity inspire our graduates as they proceed with their journey. As we proceed, we now go to the oath taking of the alumni to be administered by the alumni president and one of the lecturers, Ustads Abdul Hadi Dagit. For the graduates, please follow Ustads Abdul Hadi Dagit as he reads the panunumpa. Thank you so much.
Taas niyo mga kamay niyo, then follow after me. Ako si taos puso akong nanunumpa
Puso akong nanunumpa
ay sa katuparan ko ang buong husay at katapatan
sa katuparan ko ng buong husay at katapatan
at walang pag-iimbot ang mga tungkuling nakaatang sa akin
ang mga tungkuling nakaatang sa akin
bilang kasapi ng samahan ng mga nagtatapos sa UP Institute of Islamic Studies
bilang kasapi ng samahan ng mga nagtapos sa UP Institute of Islamic Studies.
Pagtatanggol ko at ipaglalaban ang kapakanan ng universidad na aking pinagtapusan ang Universidad ng Pilipinas at ipinangako kong magiging matapat na nagtapos sa universidad na ito
At ipinangako kong magiging matapat na nagtapos sa universidad na ito
sa lahat ng pagkakataon.
sa lahat ng pagkakataon.
Kaya tulungan nawa ako ng Allah.
Kaya tulungan nawa ako ng Diyos.
Okay, congratulations, graduates.
Thank you so much, Ustaz Dagit. And once again, congratulations to all the graduates. You are now unofficially part of the alumni. For our closing remarks, yeah, let's give them a round of applause. And to give us the closing remarks, I'd like to call one of the faculty members, Assistant Professor Nasif Adyong.
Salam to colleagues, friends, and partners of the research and knowledge advocacies of the Institute. This day is truly a dedicated day to you graduates, our dear graduates, Munding, Cadilyn, Heidi, and Nicole. That this is not the end of your scholarship, but it's also not the start of your scholarship, but at the continuing processes of scholarship that only can be found from the four corners of the room, not only from the university, but throughout transbordering social borders, social political borders that we have today at these trying times. Especially that Muslims in the past and until today until today experiencing the problems of extremism, violent extremism, terrorism, and other social political cancers in the societies. Now, I'd like to leave to you this quotation from Professor Albert Einstein that he said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution." Truly that the Quran put a high regard to knowledge-seeking believers. Salam to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Adyong. For our closing prayer, I'd like to call Ustaz Lukman bin Usman. Is he around? I think he's not around. Ustaz Dagit, can you please lead the closing prayer for us again? Thank you, Ustaz Dagit, for that silent prayer. Silent but powerful. You are unmuted, but we hear your prayer through our hearts.
Alhamdulillah, nag-mute pala ako. Okay.
But we heard it, you know.
Okay.
For our UP Nating Mahal, can I request Miss Camille to please share the video?
Allah
thank you so much, Ms. Camille, that formally put an end to our 30th recognition ceremony. Usually after this, we do some photo ops, but since we're virtual, we can also do screenshots. So we request everyone not to leave. May we request the four graduates to please wave their hands so that we can take photos of you. Miss Nicole Mejia, Cadilyn, Bedol, Zenaida Dacula, and Munding-Milaham Abduraman. Congratulations once again. We're going to take a screenshot very quickly before we say goodbye. Okay, ready? Ready, 1, 2, 3. Can we wave our hands? Ready, 1, 2, 3. One more. This is the virtual photo ops.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining our
Thank
COVID
you.
IIS recognition. Thank you so much, our friends, guests, graduates,
Students who are
students,
here,
yes.
partners,
Yeah.
thank you.